Your smell is strange, intruder, he challenges. You are not permitted here. I choose my own way. Do you? Then let me help you make your choice. The goblin rises to his feet. In his hand he holds a large stone club. You should cast a spell, because you should always cast. You should always at least click on that button, to be honest. So we can't pull the walk trick again. We can cast Raz and do double damage in the coming fight. We can do Zap, costs us 3 stamina, but gets us the edge on him. We can do Tell, which lets me read his mind. Not terribly useful, especially when I don't have the resources to do it. This is a really bad choice of spells. I actually don't think I'm going to get much choice here. What is the O? I can see an O there. I'm not sure what the O links to, because it's not... We've got Zap, Tell, and Raz. There's an O there, and there's an M there. I don't think of any spells that end in O and M. You can always kind of get a feel for what spells are going to be on by looking at what's in the background and seeing what it's offering you. And indeed, you can kind of spin the globe around and, hey, what goes with an O? Nothing. What goes with an M? Literally nothing. Okay, I guess we're going to have to fight. The monster lumbers forward. I am more powerful than him. It's fine. He's a goblin. Goblins are not strong creatures, so we need to sort of estimate how much power does he have. Is it 7 or is it 6? Or is it 6.5? It kind of looks about 6.5-y. I guess we give it a 6.6. I don't think he can hit a 6.6. 4.6. Bam! 3 damage. Good hit. The goblin beats his club into its open palm and paces forwards towards you. Boldly you swing for your sword for his thick neck, and he throws his club with full force towards your skull. He doubles over in pain. He's just done a 4.6. He's not going to be able to do a full swing. 5.7 is going to be more than he can do. Bam! That's another 3. Boom! You strike without pause! Readying a forceful blow, you hurtle forwards. Then the goblin stumbles, and you have him. Your sword pierces right through his neck, and the club drops to the floor. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. I know. With the goblin defeated, there's nothing to stop you moving further on into the mine. We should probably search the room first, though. But before you do, you quickly scour the corners of the dark room in case there's any gold or weapons lying around. You find nothing until you search the goblin himself. He's wearing a silver key on a chain around his neck. You lift it away. Oh, shoot, that's the riddle. That's the riddle. I didn't expect that to come up so soon. The riddle that we got was, you see him, but he does not see you. He didn't see me when I came into the room, but we could see him. We were like, is he blind? Question mark? Was kind of like how that started. So he couldn't see me, I could see him. He was carrying a silver key, or carrying a key. We just knew that he was carrying a key. There's an unlucky witch in the next room. Interesting. Go onwards. Let's see what more the mine has to offer. Further into the mine. You should hopefully be grateful for us freeing her, right? You open the door onto a pitch-black passageway. Cast a spell. We can cast... I'd love to cast Sun. I can't. I can cast Sus. I can cast... Puff? No, that won't be useful. I can cast... Ow? No. I thought maybe Hot for a fireball to light things up, but it's a very expensive one to cast. Oh, no, we don't have a crystal ball. This is a very strange selection of spells to have at this particular juncture. Sus might be a good one just to kind of get a handle on what I'm likely to run into. Go on. You cast a spell and begin to get a strong, worrisome feeling that danger lies ahead. A voice inside tells you to turn back. I mean, I don't know why I cast that spell, because I knew I was going to take the fun path anyway. You push on into the depths of the mine. Dust falls from the low ceiling. Your hand moves over the precarious wooden beams that hold the walls from tumbling in. Then you stumble, foot catching a sport. Sport cracks. A piece of rock the size of your head tumbles through a gap in the ceiling, narrowly missing your skull. A rain of stone and dust follows. The ceiling is coming apart. Oh. Push on ahead or turn and run? maybe a... Yeah, I have a very concerning feeling that this is going to be one of those bits where it's like, yeah, would you like to pray to your god to help you out here? Yes, but they ain't here. Oh. Because I really want to see what's on ahead, because I know it's like a witch or whatever. I want to know what the witch can do for me. What's on ahead? You are gripped by an insane idea, racing into the darkness of an unknown mine as the only exit is sealed off behind you. Do it! The crashing shaft behind you lends you speed, then suddenly you gasp as your foot fails to touch the ground below. I'm falling! You begin to drop. There can be only moments. Cast a spell, or concentrate on landing well. That's not going to work, is it? But literally any time the game says, you're falling! And it happens surprisingly often. When you cast the spell and your fall is broken instantly, you float gently to the ground below, landing softly on your knees. 1 stamina lost for the spell. That's fine. On the base of a pit. When you pick yourself up and look around, you're at the base of a deep shaft. It's hard to be sure how far you've fallen, but the top is lost in darkness. Still, it's not pitch black down here. A chink of light penetrates from somewhere far away. A crack nearby? Or a tunnel mouth a long way off? You cannot tell. Start walking. Calmly, and without delay, you start to walk towards the point of light. It gets larger, but slowly, and your hopes lift with every step. It's definitely a way out. You can see the sky beyond. Your hands are running along tunnel walls to keep you straight. Then the ceiling comes down, and you crawl for a few feet. I was like, after what just happened, using the line, the ceiling comes down, it was like, that's a very casual way of telling me it's another cave-in? And also, why are you doing 2 cave-ins? No, they mean the ceiling lowers, and you crawl for a few feet. Then you freeze. Your hand is resting on something furry. Pull back. You pull back for a moment to see if the furry shape will move, but it stays still. Asleep? Or dead? At any rate, you can't turn around and go another way. There is no other way to go. Creep past to investigate. It's like a bear or something, right? I'm in a bear cave. I don't think there's a lot to be gained out of investigating. I know I'm all about the fun path and everything, but in this instance, I'm pretty sure that's a bear. I'm going to creep past it. With your heart in your mouth, you creep past the thing, pressing yourself against one side of the tunnel. Inch by inch, you make progress, hoping the thing will not be disturbed. It doesn't seem to notice your movement, and you manage to get past it. In fact, it hasn't moved at all. Perhaps it's dead? Not making any noise. It's a bear and it's hibernating. Can we just grab the bear? I want to grab the bear, but I don't want to grab the bear. Seriously, I mean, that's literally why they put the rewind mechanic in the game, actually, to be fair. Is the Inkle guys do a podcast every so often, every week, I think, or at least try to do one every week. It's just a very short affair, usually about 15 minutes or so. They are very good, and they have talked a lot about their game design choices and things they've done. And in one instance, they did talk about the rewind mechanic within Sorcery. And they did say that it's literally there to allow the player to experiment a little bit. So that you don't necessarily have to own all your decisions. If there's a choice that's like, one of these things is sensible, one of these things is really effing stupid, you can click the really effing stupid button and then undo it because you knew it was the stupid choice when you picked it. I don't know, permission to rewind this one? Go on, grasp it. I will rewind this one if it doesn't turn out to be... Okay, cool. Oh, frig. Okay, I guess I don't need to rewind. I was like, if I'm just about to get eaten by a bear, I think we just undo it. But you reach out with the thinking that whatever it is, it's at least small. Okay, it didn't really kind of... Oh, okay. It didn't give us any indication of size. It was just like, you reaching out into the tunnel in front of you and your hand bumps into something furry. Kind of implies it's something that, whatever it is at least the size of you. But no. It's not warm. That's a good sign. It squashes easily, as if its bones had been turned to jelly. You pull it close to yourself, and you realize you're holding a pair of fur boots. You laugh with relief. Why are there fur boots in this cave? and quickly scramble the rest of the way along the tunnel to the sunlight. It is an opening! And I have furry boots. Great. Do I actually have those? Borin skin boots! Oh shoot, I got a pair of those in game number 4. I will say they don't seem to serve any purpose. But there are kind of a number of instances throughout the story where events just through random chances, like you randomly lose an item, a magical item from your inventory. You just don't have it anymore. Magic says bye-bye, and thing is gone. Or whatever events occur, just unavoidable events that just like, boop, now you've lost a thing. I think the game kind of almost has like a behind-the-scenes priority list of things to take from your inventory when these events occur, because it does seem like, through all my trial and error, every single time you lose an item, the first item to disappear every goddamn time is the Borin skin boots. I think Borin skin boots exist within Sorcery as a sacrificial item, protect your other items when the game's narrative and mechanics says you lose one item from your inventory. Instead of like, oh, you dropped magical artifact of power that allows you to control all those around you. Instead it's like, oh, you dropped the Borin skin boots, never mind. I was like, oh, well never mind then. I don't have any boots anymore. I think that's what they are. I think that, for all the red herring that they may appear to be, I think they're just genuinely a sacrificial item. Let's climb out of this cave now, and see who lives around here. The climb out of the cave takes several hours, but it's worth every moment when you emerge into cool, fresh air once more. You've escaped with your life. Let's take a moment to examine the boots. That's what we have to show for all of this. Oh, and 20 gold, I suppose. You turn the boots over in your hands. You recognize the fur. It is Borin skin. It will be very useful if you head through snowy climes. No, the game never goes through snowy climates. No, that doesn't happen. It's forest and wasteland is mostly where this journey's going. Urban environments, forest environments, wasteland environments are kind of the three main biomes of Sorcery. It's time to get moving. You set off once more, looking for a path to get your bearings in. Further on. And the path climbs again up a low hill covered over with thick bushes, I don't know what I was saying there, with thick bushes and shrubs that snag at your clothing. Halfway up you hear a sound, twigs breaking. Freeze! You freeze as a large creature the size of a bear. Oh, there's that! This is basically what I thought I'd bumped into in the cave. A large creature the size of a bear emerges directly in front of you. It has black and white fur and a long, bushy tail that trails out behind. Growls menacingly. Try to edge around it. Perhaps if you're careful, you can slip around it. To the right? You try to slip towards the bushes, but clearly something about you, or what you carry, attracts the beast's attention, as it sniffs the air and then moves towards you. Sharp teeth on display. You'll not be able to avoid a confrontation. The creature is a skunk bear, and when it raises its tail, it releases a nauseating odor. The smell that hangs around it is terrible. We shall cast a spell. We need to cast a spell. Right, so what have we got? Nap would be a fantastic one to cast. I ain't got a pendulum. Kin would be a great one to cast. I ain't got the gold-back mirror. That was Nap again. 6 would be a good one. 6 would be a very good one to cast, actually. Law would put it under my control, but cost me 3 stamina, which is a lot of stamina right now. I think I want 6. Sap. Can you demoralize a bear? Is that a thing you can do? I haven't actually tried using sap as a spell on unintelligent creatures. Probably should at some stage. I think having 6 of me for 1 stamina is probably a good way to fight this. You cast the spell, and in a flash, 5 replicas of yourself appear in front of the creature. The confused beast lurches forward to attack one of them, and you use the opportunity to escape, leaving your magic clones to fight your battle for you. The path leads down through another valley and back up another hill. 2 hours pass. I was kind of hoping that would be you gang up on the bear and kill it and steal its fur and meat and teeth. There's a weird recurring thing of teeth in this game. Teeth are used for a lot of things in this. We saw Gob and Yob. There are at least 2 other Ob spells, which are secret spells in the game. Sob is Snattercats. You can summon Snattercats if you can find a Snattercat tooth. There's also Zob. I think I know what that one does, but the resource for it, I think the resource for it only comes up once in the game, and it is extremely kind of expensive, as it were, for you to carry around. You kind of don't want to be carrying that around for too long. So I think at some point I just kind of was like, yeah, I want rid of this resource, and just got rid of it. Without ever getting a chance to actually cast it. However, I suspect it's probably the most powerful of the Ob spells in the game, if you have a chance to cast it. As befits, you know, its place within the game. There's also in Game 3, there's also a dude who just buys teeth. And there's a horrifying scene where there's the option for just to let him pull out your teeth in exchange for money. Which is pretty grim. Yeah, don't like that. It was like, you're collecting teeth from other things, so you can sell those to him. But he's also like, hey, you're a sorceress. You have magical teeth. Can I just pull out your magical teeth? You know, you don't need them, right? It depends how badly you really, really want the money. Not a good scene. I did not. I didn't own that. Now just past its zenith, and everywhere a dusty heat rises from the baked earth. You begin to think about where you'll stay for the night. Another night sleeping out in the open would be best avoided, but then you see a small village set into the hill. Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set, with stone at their bases and thatched roofs of grasses and thick leaves. There is unusually more than just the one street running through the centre of the town. But it is as though this place, once rich, has had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village are rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. You continue your slow trudge along the path. You walk into the village. Young hill dwellers pass you and stare at your strange clothes. Look at the people. Their own attire is rough by comparison to your gear. They wear their hair long but piled up on their heads. These people are ghastly poor. The village is like a ghost town here on the knife edge of the Backlands. Keep talking about being like right next to the Backlands, and I suppose in some ways we kind of are, because it's like just beyond Carde here, but it feels like it's a long way away, you know? We can rest at an inn or talk in an alehouse. Let's go to an alehouse. Let's chat to people. Walking down the single road, you quickly find a hut with its front covering pulled wide open and the smell of brewed beer coming from inside. You go in, several hill dwellers are here, talking gruffly. When you enter, they watch you with understandable caution. The owner of the hut comes over to you. "Welcome to Christatanti," he declares. "What do you want?" I shall greet him. An evening's... Oh man, I'm now the ape. Boo. Was the vixen choice ignore him? I guess it was. "An evening's rest and a drink to wet my throat," you reply. "Ale is 1 gold piece," he answers. "Please sit." You go to the table where the hill dwellers are. Sit with the youngest man. You catch the young man's eye. He moves over to be right beside you, close enough to whisper in your ear, but you don't quite catch what he says. Repeat that? The man giggles to himself, unexpectedly, leaning in again so close you can smell the fumes on his breath. He declares, "Snattercats!" Then he collapses in a fit of giggles once more. Whatever the joke is, you cannot see it. What do you mean? The man nods twice, then drinks deeply from his beer to wet his throat. Or perhaps not, because as he puts the mug down once more, he says nothing, just fidgets with his fingers and occasionally grins in your direction. Ask one of the other dwellers about this man. You catch a woman's arm nearby. This man is an idiot, this man is an idiot, you declare. He shrugs and shrugs for your grasp. Every village has one, she answers. Doesn't mean we're all like that. Good stock we are, and she flutters her eyelids. You get back to your feet, disgusted. The young man giggles to himself, but does not attempt to stop you. You turn your attention to the oldest man at the table. Whatever face he once had is lost in a labyrinth of wrinkles, and his skin is the colour of tanned hide from a lifetime of the beating sun. I feel like if I want to keep... No, I don't know that it makes much difference as to what my spirit is, but if I want my spirit to remain the vixen, I guess I gotta be an asshole. What are you looking at? The old man's face curls up like burnt paper into a kind of smile.
Don't get too many travellers around here, especially not ones that look like you. Where are you from?
Doesn't matter.
You telling me he doesn't? You telling me he doesn't?
He agrees.
Your accent is Analand, and only an Analand wench would be so crazy as to wonder about details. Crazy or brave?
He clicks his tongue in appreciation.
Not as many cross through the Katapani Big Gate. In either direction, if you know what I'm saying.
Our land must be kept safe, you answer simply.
From the likes of us, too. They say there's a war coming. Something to do with the crown.
Not if I can help it.
That's so, replies the canny old man. Well, seems like you should be drinking on the house tonight for the good of us all. Chanty!
He calls the innkeeper over. I'll cover this lady's ale. That's appreciated. Yeah, I could be an asshole until the guy's buying me beer. Okay. Now you sip your beer, the old man exchanges glances with the younger man sitting opposite. Might as well learn a thing or two. Although that's, I think, yeah, seeking out information, kind of, yeah, Ape is intelligent and prudent, takes pride in acting faithfully, dependable. Yeah, if you seek out information, I think that's points in Ape.